It's no secret that Americans are in love with trucks and SUVs, by far the most popular vehicle types of recent years in the US. As the market's demand for burly family haulers grew over time, smaller cars like hot hatches or sedans saw their market share decline at an astonishing pace. Nowadays, top-selling vehicle charts leave little room for the latter, but this wasn't yet the case back in, say, 2012. The playing field used to be way more leveled out at the time, and looking at how buyer behaviors have changed since then makes for a pretty interesting case study. After doing some research and sarcastically uttering, "Oh, what a surprise," a few too many times, we came up with a list enumerating the 5 best-selling nameplates of the last decade in the United States. The characteristics they all share, spacious and comfy interiors, day-to-day practicality, and plenty of cargo room, give us a clear insight into what the average American is looking for when buying a new car. Without further ado, let's dive right in and examine the top 5 most successful vehicles sold stateside since 2010. Starting off with number 5, we've got the Honda CR-V, with approximately 4 million units making their way to customers during this time frame. That acronym, in case you didn't know, stands for Comfortable Runabout Vehicle, and the model began appearing in US showrooms back in February 1997. Alongside Toyota's RAV4, the CR-V pioneered the compact crossover movement way before this segment was even really a thing. The offering from Toyota may have arrived on the scene a little earlier, but it didn't take long for Honda's direct competitor to grow more popular in the States, outselling the RAV4 annually from 1998 up until 2016. Peak production occurred 3 years later when approximately 384,000 CR-Vs were sold across the land of the free. An impressive figure, no doubt, yet one that falls short of his long-term rival sales by nearly 64,000 units. Deeming it necessary to add some fresh blood to the lineup, Honda debuted the 6th Gen CR-V earlier this year. It's available in 4 trims and with 2 engine options. The EX and EXL variants both pack a 1.5-litre turbocharged inline-4, while the flagship Sport and Sport Touring models feature 2-litre 4-bangers assisted by a 2-motor hybrid system. Given the ongoing chip shortage, ridiculous dealer markups, and general state of economic uncertainty we're currently in, it's hard to predict what the future has in store for Honda's crossover. Only time can tell if the CR-V will go back to leading its segment anytime soon, so let's move on to the next entry on our list. The number 4 spot is taken by, surprise surprise, the Toyota Camry. Some of you may not have seen that coming, considering the massive surge in popularity experienced by the RAV4 as of late. However, the said SUV is still visible in the Camry's rear-view mirror according to the total sales made from 2010 until now. Over the course of just 12 years, Americans bought more than 4.5 million of these mid-sized 4-door sedans, cherishing their reliability, roominess, and outstanding fuel efficiency. Now in its 8th generation, the long-running Camry appeared on US soil for the first time back in 1982, and it sold like hotcakes.
Toyota Camry, not just the family car, the family Camry.
What a feeling, Camry!
Toyota went on to develop a plethora of engine configurations and body styles over time, but the coolest variant they're currently offering has to be the 301 horsepower XSE powered by a 3.5-litre V6. At the other end of the spectrum, there is the base LE trim with its tamer 2.5-litre inline-4, which can also be purchased as a hybrid for a little extra dough. Ps range from a reasonable $26,000 all the way up to $36,370. Now, we do hope pickup trucks are your cup of tea because our top 3 podium is exclusively occupied by these behemoths. Third place goes to the mighty Ram pickup, whose various iterations racked up a whopping 5.5 million sales in just over a decade. Originally marketed as the Dodge Ram, this American icon has been around ever since the early 80s, towing, hauling, and traversing rugged terrain without so much as a complaint. Regardless of whether you're after a dependable work truck or an indestructible off-roading juggernaut, the present-day Ram lineup will gladly cater to your needs. Want to carry hefty loads from A to B? Then you should consider the 3/4-ton 2500 or hell, the heavy-duty 3500 with its gargantuan 7,680-pound maximum payload and a towing capacity exceeding 18,000 pounds. For those who seek performance, on the other hand, there's the 1500 TRX boasting a supercharged 6.2-litre Hemi V8 with 702 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque on tap. This power can result in a 4.5-second 0 to 60 time, and pricing starts at around $80,000 for the 2023 model. You've also got the more affordable base trims to choose from in case you're budget-minded, so it's not hard to see why the Ram pickup appeals to so many people. The silver medal was awarded to none other than the Chevy Silverado, no pun intended by the way. General Motors aims at different markets with the Silverado and its higher class cousin, the GMC Sierra, but the two are almost identical on many levels. While the former offers a higher towing capacity and leans towards the inexpensive side of things, GMC's model targets the luxury segment with greater comfort and a superior build quality. In other words, Chevy's Goliath is like the rugged workhorse of the GM herd, and the Sierra is a well-tended mare destined for a more upscale stable. Though both of them are essentially the same breed, you get the idea. The Silverado name dates back to 1975 when Chevrolet began using it to denote the uppermost trim level of their CK trucks. It wasn't until 1998 that the title got assigned to an independent model which would go on to spawn 4 generations and a ton of commercial success. 2013 was the last year when GM sold fewer than 500,000 copies, with the total sales amassed between 2010 and now exceeding 6.5 million. The latest Silverado 1500 models have more variations and engine options than you can shake a stick at, and their prices go from just under $36,000 to nearly $70,000. Now, the final entry on our top 5 list is perhaps the least surprising of all, taking first place by a colossal margin. I am of course talking about the revered F-Series lineup continuously produced by Ford since 1948, over 14 generations. The other vehicles we talked about were, at best, still in their diapers when Blue Oval was killing the pickup game with these machines, which is part of the reason why their reputation remains unmatched to this very day. If we're to focus on the F-150 variants that make up the largest portion of total sales, the crown jewel among older trims is obviously the fearsome Raptor. Just like the rest of Ford's present-day half-ton range, this Predator comes in 3 different cabin configurations and with several powertrain options, such as, but not limited to, a 2.7-litre V6, a 5-litre V8, and a 3.5-litre high-output EcoBoost with twin turbos and 450 ponies at its disposal. Moreover, the Baja-proven F-150 Raptor will confidently tackle rough terrain thanks to its additional ground clearance and electronically controlled Fox Racing shocks. We doubt there's anyone out there who wouldn't regard this thing as an off-roading monster, but even its lower-ranking siblings can provide plenty of bang for one's buck. In an alternate reality where MSRP still meant something, the base XL iteration could be yours for around 32,000 bones, while the range-topping Raptor would cost about 71k. The F-Series was named Uncle Sam's favorite line of trucks every year since 1977, and Ford has sold a mind-boggling 9.4 million exemplars during the last 12 years alone. Well, there you have them folks, the 5 top-selling nameplates of modern-day America. We'd love to hear your thoughts on how the US car market has been evolving as of late. Do you reckon GM ought to make a beefed-up Halo truck to compete with the likes of Ford and Stellantis-owned Ram? Or are you simply growing tired of this whole pickup craze and wish to see more diversity in the future? Let us know what you think.